I've been watching you the last few days. You and that girl. Aren't you getting in a little deep? Of course, it ain't really no business of mine, but...
Then shut up, Steve. Let's not talk about it.
I couldn't help but notice Miss Ames. Dancing every evening, the bar at all hours. Shuffleboard and swimming every day. I realize all those things are pleasant,
Doctor, I want to ask you something. If you found what you've been looking for all your life, if it was perfect, absolute, would you give it up? For anything? Neither will I.
Hey, Joan. Slow down, will you? I can hardly keep up with you. How much higher are we going?
Right up to the top, right into the wind.
Next thing, you'll want to climb the rigging.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Oh, Dan, this should be a sailing ship with the mast creaking and the spray flying and you barking orders like Moby Dick.
Joan, Moby Dick was the whale.
Well, what's the difference? Here we are.
Top deck. Thank heaven we can't climb any further.
Oh, I can climb forever if I can hold your hand.
I guess that goes for me, too, Joan. All my life, I've been reaching out for your hand.
Oh, where are we, Dan? I've lost track completely.
We're 3 days out of Honolulu. On a ship in the Pacific. One very small world surrounded by water.
By water and stars.
They say that if you make a wish on a star, it's sure to come true.
I wish.
What?
No, to tell what's what.
Well, then just let me ask. Will you be satisfied? Us here, just us, no questions asked?
No questions, Dan. Except what my eyes ask and your eyes answer.
Nothing said?
Except what my heart says and your heart understands. Listen. You can hear it. It's saying, Dan, 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 Dan. I love you, I love you, I love you.
Joan. Oh, Joan.
Well, we're right on schedule, Dan. We get into Honolulu tomorrow.
Yes, Steve, I know.
Miss Ames been making any plans?
Lots of them. She's cabled ahead for a car. She wants to drive up into the mountains, take a picnic lunch. You know.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Dan. I'll have to put you in the brig while we're in port. I hate to do it, but I know you, Dan. I know you'd blow my brains out if you thought you could make a break. But I'm reminding you that goes both ways.
Okay, Steve, now we're both warned. Well, I'd better be getting along. I promised Joan I'd meet her for cocktails. Got a toast to suggest?
Oh, take it easy, Dan. No need to tell her anything now. You've got a lot more miles to go.
Sure, until the last one.
Well, you know what they say. While there's life, there's hope.
Yeah, you might have something there.
Now, what the devil did he mean by that?
Drops of paradise. Is it still so precious, Dan?
More precious now.
And tomorrow, Honolulu. Have you ever been there?
No, once just calling like this on a ship.
Oh, there's a spell to the island. And high up where we're going, you can look down and see the ocean on both sides. The colors keep changing, and then suddenly a cloud will roll right over like a blanket. It makes you feel as though you'd left the earth and were riding on a cloud. Higher and higher. And then...
Yes? What is it, Joan?
Nothing. Excuse me a moment. Just a moment. I'll be back. Oh, no, not yet. Oh, please, no, not now. It couldn't happen now.
Miss Ames? Miss Ames, are you all right?
Yes. Yes, Doctor, I'm all right.
I saw you standing here. I thought perhaps...
No, I just came out for some air, that's all.
Well, just remember I'm here in case you need me. Good night, Miss Ames.
Good night, Doctor.
Joan, what's the matter? Why did you rush off like that?
I don't know, Dan. Maybe because I've never been so happy in my life. The music and you and Oh, well, I guess it was all too much for me.
Hail and farewell, remember?
No, not farewell. It isn't farewell, is it, Dan? Is it? Oh, Dan, what is it you want to say to me? Let me help you.
If you only could.
I couldn't lose you now. Ever. You know that, don't you? Don't you?
Yes, I do.
Then why were you talking about farewell? What is it, Dan?
Well, you've made the present so perfect, and any future is uncertain, isn't it?
Not ours.
I'm grateful, that's all. That's what I was trying to say.
Dan, you do belong to me? You really do belong to me?
Yes. The best of me is yours.
And tomorrow. Tomorrow will belong just to the two of us, won't it? Won't it, Dan?
Yes, Joan. Every minute I can give you.
Honolulu. The ship is tied up at the pier. Most of the passengers have already left, full of gay plans for their one day ashore. Most of the passengers, not all.
That's the third time she's rung in 10 minutes, Dan. Don't you want to talk to her?
I don't think so, Steve.
Well, time to tuck you in the brig, sonny boy. Stick out your wrist.
Do we need the irons?
I'll take 'em off again tonight when we're 10 miles out at sea.
You still don't trust me?
No. Come on now. Let me have your hand.
Sure, Steve. Sure, Sorry, Steve. It's my last chance for a break. By the time you wake up, I'll be lost again, and I guarantee you won't find me this time. So long, Steve. Pleasant dreams.
Dan?
Joan.
Oh, I've been so worried, Dan. I waited out on the pier, and then I tried to phone you, and when you didn't answer, I thought... Dan, what is it? Is anything wrong?
No, not a thing, Joan.
Oh, the car is waiting by the pier, and I've got a lunch packed. We are going to have our picnic, aren't we, up in the hills?
Well, sure.
Come on, we're wasting time. Come on, darling, let's go catch a cloud. One whole day. One whole day up above the world. Isn't it beautiful up here, Dan?
Beautiful. And a little unreal, like everything else about us.
Unreal? Why?
Well, the way we met on a little world out in the ocean, growing so close and still knowing so little about each other.
Oh, I don't want to know any more than I know now. Do you?
No, but what kind of people we are, what we've done, what we intend to do.
Well, about the past, that doesn't matter. I don't think I was born until we met. And about the future, well, if I ever lose you, I'll die. And in between the past and the future, we have this. It won't ever end, will it, Dan? We'll go on and on until...
Joan, darling.
Don't say it, I know.
That's the second warning. You'll have to hurry.
I'll have to hurry. But what about you?
I'm not sailing, Joan. You're going back alone.
Dan!
Please, don't ask me why. Just go.
No. If you're not sailing, neither am I.
Joan, darling, there's no time to lose. I've left everything to say until the last moment, and now it's too late. Please don't ask me. Please, we'll meet again. I'll write to you.
Where? Where are you going, Dan?
Somewhere. I don't know. And when I know,
I'm coming with you.
You would. I know you would. But you can't. Please, darling, go now. You must.
Why? Why, Dan? Are you afraid?
Afraid?
Someone told you. They told you about me.
Told me what?
Don't lie. You know. You know about me. And you don't want me anymore. Oh, please, Dan. Let me go with you. Please. Oh, please.
Joan. Joan.